Right now, as you watch this video, you're making dozens of tiny decisions. Where to look, whether to keep watching, what to think about next. But here's something that will change everything. Most of us are living our entire lives this way, reacting, responding, surviving moment to moment like we're constantly dodging punches we never see coming. What if I told you there's a completely different way to live? A way where you're not just responding to life, but actively designing it. Where problems don't surprise you because you've already prepared for them. Where opportunities don't pass you by because you've positioned yourself to capture them. This is strategic thinking, and it's the single most powerful skill you can develop. Strategic thinking is the master key that unlocks every other door in your life. Chapter 1. The foundation of strategic thinking. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine two people stuck in traffic. The first person is frustrated, angry, pounding the steering wheel. They're thinking tactically, how do I get out of this traffic right now? The second person? They're calm. Why? Because 6 months ago, they strategically chose to live closer to work. They thought ahead. That's the difference between tactical and strategic thinking. Most of us spend our entire lives playing tactical. We wake up and ask, what fires do I need to put out today? We solve problems as they appear, never asking the deeper question, why does this keep happening? Think about chess for a moment. When you first learn the game, you see only individual pieces and immediate threats. A beginner thinks, my knight is being attacked. I need to move it. That's tactical. But a grandmaster? They're seeing the entire board as a living system. They're thinking about the position they want to be in 20 moves from now. That's strategic. Your life works exactly the same way. Strategic thinking is about elevation. It's about climbing above the daily chaos and seeing patterns instead of isolated events. It's asking, where do I want to be in 5 years? Instead of what should I do today? It's understanding that every small decision today is a vote for the person you're becoming tomorrow. Here's the truth that changes everything. Strategic thinking isn't a gift some people are born with. It's a muscle. And like any muscle, you can build it. Every single time you pause before reacting, you're building that muscle. Every time you consider long-term consequences instead of just immediate results, you're getting stronger. Every time you look for the pattern behind the problem, instead of just fixing the problem itself, you're training yourself to think strategically. The difference between people who succeed and people who struggle isn't luck or talent. The real difference is this: successful people think strategically. They don't just react to life, they design it. They don't just solve problems, they prevent them. They don't wait for opportunities, they engineer them. Chapter 2. Knowing yourself strategically. Before you can create a strategy for your life, you need to understand your starting position. Think of yourself as the CEO of your own life. Every successful CEO starts with a brutal, honest assessment. They know their company's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. You need the same level of clarity about yourself. But here's where most people get it wrong. They think strength assessment means listing skills. I'm good at math. I'm creative. That's surface level. Real strategic analysis goes deeper. When you say you're creative, what does that actually mean? Does it mean you see solutions where others see dead ends? Does it mean you connect ideas from different fields? Each of these is a different strategic asset. Look at your past victories, not just to celebrate them, but to find patterns. Did you win because you outworked everyone? Because you saw an angle others missed? Because you built the right relationships? Because you persisted when others quit? Now look at your challenges, not to beat yourself up, but to understand your system. If you keep facing the same problems, that's not bad luck. That's data. Maybe you're brilliant at starting projects, but struggle to finish them. That's not a character flaw. It's strategic information. It tells you that you need systems for follow-through or partners who excel at execution. The goal here isn't judgment, it's understanding. You're mapping your internal operating system so you can work with it instead of against it. When you truly understand your strategic position, you can make moves that feel almost effortless. Chapter 3. Building your strategic vision. Most people drift through life like they're building a house without blueprints. They're laying bricks and hoping somehow a beautiful home appears. Strategic vision is your blueprint. And here's something powerful. Your future isn't something that just happens to you. It's something you actively design. The best way to design your future? Start at the end. Close your eyes and transport yourself 5 years into the future. But don't just think about the obvious stuff, the job title, the bank account. Go deeper. How do you feel when you wake up? What problems have you solved? What impact are you having? What skills have you mastered? Once you have that clear picture, work backwards. If that's where you need to be in 5 years, what needs to be true 1 year from now? 6 months from now? Next month? Each step backward becomes a milestone. Suddenly, that big vision isn't overwhelming. It's just a series of strategic moves. But what about uncertainty? Here's the truth. Your vision isn't a prediction, it's a direction. Think of it like the North Star. For thousands of years, sailors used the North Star to navigate. Your strategic vision works the same way. When opportunities come up, your vision helps you decide, does this move me toward my North Star or away from it? Without a vision, every opportunity looks equally good. But with a clear strategic vision, you have a filter. Every decision becomes simpler because you know what you're building toward. Chapter 4, Designing Your Environment for Success. Your environment is quietly, invisibly shaping every decision you make. Most people try to use willpower to change their lives. Strategic thinkers understand something different. You don't need more willpower. You need better environments. If you keep cookies on your desk, you're going to eat them. That's not a willpower problem. That's an environment problem. The solution is to change the environment. This same principle scales to everything in your life. Want to read more? Put a book on your pillow and your phone in another room. Want to exercise consistently? Sleep in your gym clothes and put your running shoes by the door? You're removing friction from the good choice and adding friction to the bad choice. But this goes beyond physical spaces. Your digital environment matters. Which apps are on your home screen? Which notifications are turned on? Your social environment might be the most powerful of all. Who are the 5 people you spend the most time with? Are they strategic thinkers or tactical reactors? Your daily routines are environments too. Your morning routine sets the tone for your entire day. Once you set these environments up correctly, good decisions become automatic. You're not fighting against your surroundings anymore. The environment is carrying you toward your goals. Chapter 5, Multiplying Your Resources. Most people think about resources all wrong. They treat them like currency you spend. Strategic thinkers see something different. They see resources as seeds, not coins. Seeds you can plant. Seeds that grow. Think about time. Tactical thinking says, I need to use my time efficiently. Strategic thinking asks, how can I invest time today that creates more time tomorrow? When you spend an hour building a system that automates a task, you're not spending time, you're investing it. Here's where it gets fascinating. Resources create other resources. Knowledge leads to better decisions. Better decisions lead to better opportunities. Better opportunities lead to more resources. It's a cycle that feeds itself. The key is understanding leverage. When you learn a new skill, it doesn't just add to your capabilities, it multiplies them. A programmer who learns design can now build complete products. A writer who learns marketing can now reach millions. Relationships are the ultimate multiplier. When you build a strong relationship, you gain access to that person's knowledge, their network, their opportunities. And here's what most people miss. You don't need to own every resource you need. You just need to know how to access them. Chapter 6, Transforming Risk into Opportunity. Here's something that separates strategic thinkers from everyone else: their relationship with risk. Most people see risk as something to avoid. Strategic thinkers understand that risk isn't your enemy. It's your opportunity for growth. Think about trees in nature. A tree that grows in a completely protected environment, never facing wind. What happens? It grows tall but weak. The first real storm knocks it over. But a tree that regularly faces wind develops stronger roots, thicker trunk. The wind strengthens it. Your life works the same way. But here's the strategic part. Not all risks are equal. There's a concept called asymmetric risk. It's when your potential upside is much bigger than your potential downside. Learning a new skill, worst case, you waste some time. Best case, you transform your entire career. That's asymmetric risk. Strategic thinkers actively look for these situations. They're not reckless, they're calculated. They understand that the biggest risk isn't taking chances. It's staying still while the world moves forward. When you understand risk strategically, you start creating backup plans that turn into opportunities. Every plan B becomes another potential path to success. This isn't about becoming fearless. It's about becoming resilient. Chapter 7, Strategic Learning and Growth. The way most people approach learning is completely backwards. They chase random skills hoping something will stick. Strategic learners understand something profound. Learning itself is a skill, and it might be the most important one you can master. Your brain isn't just a storage container, it's more like a network where every new thing you learn connects to everything else you know. When you learn strategically, these connections create explosive growth. There's something called learning transfer. When you truly learn one thing deeply, you're actually learning many things at once. Learning chess develops pattern recognition and strategic thinking. Learning music enhances discipline and the ability to break complex skills into components. Instead of chasing random skills, look for meta skills, skills that improve your ability to learn all other skills. Pattern recognition is a meta skill. Systems thinking is a meta skill. Mental models are meta skills. Here's the real game changer. Growth isn't linear, it's exponential. Every new skill you learn makes the next skill easier to learn. Every pattern you recognize helps you spot new patterns faster. In a world that's changing faster every day, the ultimate strategic advantage isn't what you know, it's how quickly you can learn. Chapter 8, Building Strategic Relationships. Your network isn't just a part of your life, it's a multiplier for everything in your life. But most people treat networking like collecting business cards. They focus on quantity over quality. Strategic network building works completely differently. Think of your network like a garden. Every relationship needs the right conditions to grow. Some need daily attention. Others thrive with occasional deep connection. The key isn't treating everyone the same, it's understanding each relationship's unique nature. Here's what makes strategic networking powerful. Every person in your network has their own network. You're not just connecting with individuals, you're connecting with entire ecosystems of knowledge and opportunity. But the real magic happens when you start connecting people with each other. Your network starts growing by itself. The strategic approach is simple but profound. Focus on giving value first. Become known as someone who helps, who connects, who shares. When you consistently create value for others, opportunities start flowing back to you automatically. Strong networks aren't built on transactions. They're built on transformation. Don't just ask what people can do for you. Ask how you can help them grow. When you build your network strategically, it becomes more than the sum of its parts. It becomes a force multiplier. Chapter 9, Strategic Career Planning. The old career playbook is dead. Work hard, keep your head down, wait for promotion. That's not a strategy anymore. Strategic career planning works completely differently. Think of your career like chess. Most people only think one move ahead. Strategic career players think in patterns and positions. They're creating situations where multiple good things can happen, where one opportunity creates other opportunities. Every skill you develop, every relationship you build, every project you complete, these aren't just achievements. They're assets that keep working for you. Your goal isn't just to do good work. It's to position yourself where good work creates compound returns. The key is building what I call a career moat. It's a combination of skills, relationships, and reputation that makes you irreplaceable. A moat isn't about being the best at one thing. It's about being the only person who combines several things in a unique way. Your career isn't a ladder, it's a platform. Each position should give you three things: skills you can build on, relationships you can grow with, and opportunities to create visible impact. This isn't about office politics. It's about becoming so good they can't ignore you, and so strategic they can't replace you. Chapter 10, Financial Strategy Integration. Money isn't really about dollars and cents. It's about freedom. freedom of time, freedom of choice, freedom of impact. But here's what makes financial strategy truly powerful. It's not about what money can buy, it's about what money can build. Think of money like water in a garden. You don't pour it randomly everywhere. You create systems that direct it strategically to help specific things flourish. Every dollar should either protect you from downside or create opportunity for upside. Most people focus on saving money. Strategic thinkers focus on deploying it. When you invest in skills, you're not spending money, you're building a money machine. Every financial decision should connect to your larger life strategy. The goal is to make money work for you instead of you working for money. This means creating multiple income streams, building assets that generate returns while you sleep. Here's the game-changing insight. Financial freedom isn't a number, it's a system. It's about building a financial system that gives you choices. When you integrate financial strategy with your life strategy, money stops being the goal and becomes the tool for creating the life you actually want. Chapter 11, Health and Energy Strategy. Your health isn't just another area of your life. It's the foundation everything else is built on. Your energy level affects every decision you make, every interaction you have, every goal you pursue. But most people sacrifice health for success, not realizing that health is success. Energy management is fundamentally different from time management. You can't create more time, but you can create more energy. And when you have more energy, you get exponentially more out of every minute. It's like upgrading your operating system. Your energy isn't just about diet and exercise, it's about recovery, stress management, sleep quality, mental clarity. Each area can either drain your energy or multiply it. The key is turning them all into force multipliers. Think about your energy like investment capital. Some activities drain your energy. They're like bad investments. Others generate energy. They're like dividend-paying stocks. Your goal is to create a portfolio of habits that generates more energy than it consumes. When you optimize your energy, you're not just improving your health, you're upgrading your entire life's performance. Better energy means better decisions, stronger relationships, clearer thinking, and faster recovery from challenges. Chapter 12, Time and Focus Mastery. Time isn't just ticking away, it's flowing through channels you create. Everyone has the same 24 hours, but strategic time management isn't about managing hours. It's about managing attention and impact. Most people try to do more things in less time. But here's the truth. Productivity isn't about speed. It's about leverage. 1 hour of deeply focused, strategic work often achieves more than an entire week of scattered effort. Think of your attention like a laser beam. When scattered, it barely makes a mark. When focused, it can cut through steel. That's the difference between shallow work and deep work. Deep work isn't just about concentration, it's about entering a state where your capabilities multiply. First, identify your prime time. Those golden hours when your mind is sharpest. Protect these hours like they're worth $1,000 each, because they are. Then design your environment to make deep focus your default state. Remove distractions before they occur. When you master deep focus, you don't just get more done, you achieve things others consider impossible. Complex problems unravel. Creative insights emerge. Skills develop at an accelerated rate. Time starts working for you instead of against you. Chapter 13, Creativity and Innovation. Creativity isn't magic. Innovation isn't luck. While most people wait for inspiration to strike, strategic thinkers understand something powerful. Creativity can be engineered, innovation can be scheduled, and breakthroughs can be manufactured. Your brain is constantly making connections between ideas, but strategic creativity is about connecting the right ideas at the right time. Think of your mind like a laboratory where different concepts can combine and react. The most innovative solutions often come from connecting ideas across completely different fields. This is why the most successful people often have diverse interests. They understand that skills compound in unexpected ways. The key is creative cross-pollination. Deliberately expose yourself to ideas outside your field. Then actively look for ways to transfer solutions from one domain to another. When you make these unexpected connections, you create solutions that others can't even imagine. When you treat creativity as a system rather than a talent, you can innovate on demand. You're not waiting for the muse. You're generating insights systematically. Innovation becomes your natural state, not a rare event. Chapter 14. Decision-making excellence. Every decision you make today is writing the story of your tomorrow. But here's what most people miss. The quality of your decisions matters infinitely more than the quantity. It's not about making more decisions, it's about making them better. Think of your mind as a decision-making laboratory. Each choice is an experiment that teaches you something. Strategic decision makers don't just learn from results, they learn from the process itself. The key is something I call decision stacking. Each choice should set you up for better future choices. Like a chess player thinking multiple moves ahead, you're not just solving today's problem, you're creating tomorrow's opportunities. Strategic decision-making isn't about predicting the future. It's about creating positions that work well no matter what happens. It's about making choices that give you options instead of locking you in. When you improve your decision-making process, you're not just making better individual choices, you're becoming a fundamentally better thinker. Each decision becomes clearer. Complexity becomes manageable. Uncertainty becomes navigable. This isn't about eliminating mistakes. It's about building a system that learns from every choice, that grows stronger with every decision, that turns uncertainty from an enemy into an ally. Conclusion. Everything we've covered isn't just theory, it's a complete system for transforming your life. Strategic thinking isn't just one skill, it's the master skill that enhances every other skill you have. Think about what you've learned. From understanding strategic thinking through personal analysis, vision development, environment design, resource optimization, risk management, learning strategies, relationship building, career planning, financial integration, health optimization, time mastery, creative innovation, and decision-making excellence. You now have a complete toolkit for designing the life you want. Here's what makes this whole system so powerful. Your strategic vision guides your decisions. Your decisions shape your environment. Your environment supports your habits. Your habits generate your results. Your results reinforce your vision. It's not just a collection of tools. It's an ecosystem of success. The most important thing to remember, strategic thinking isn't something you're born with. It's something you build one decision at a time, one insight at a time, one action at a time. Every time you step back to see the bigger picture, every time you make a decision that aligns with your vision, every time you create a system instead of just taking action, you're strengthening your strategic muscle. Starting right now, you have a choice. You can keep letting life happen to you, or you can start designing the life you really want. Remember, strategic thinking isn't about predicting the future, it's about creating it. And now you have the tools to do exactly that. Your life is your most important project. And with strategic thinking, you're not just the player, you're the designer of the game itself. So take these tools, use them every day, and watch as you transform from someone things happen to into someone who makes things happen. That's the power of strategic thinking.